I'm about to ask a question that's going to make people feel something. And that's the point. Why would a man want a woman in 2026? Not, why does he want intimacy? Not, why does he want companionship? I mean, why would a single man who already has a routine, peace, and stability choose to disrupt his life and bring a woman into it? And before anybody gets defensive, let me frame this the right way. I saw a woman online ask this question, and her breakdown was one of the realest things I've heard in a while. It hit because I've had this same conversation with men offline, in real life, and they're saying the same thing. So I'm taking that question, keeping the core points, and putting it in a Kingdom Comebacks lens: accountability, standards, consequences, and evolution. Here's why the question matters. A lot of women are operating with an outdated mindset, because the truth is the image of womanhood has taken a hit, and I'm not saying men did it. I'm saying women did it to themselves publicly. Think about how people used to describe a woman: class, grace, discretion, nurturing, loyalty, warmth, mystery, standards. Now ask yourself what the internet associates with womanhood most days. Loud conflict, public disrespect, oversharing, entitlement, chaos, and I don't need a man energy that still somehow demands a man. And what's wild is, people don't want to admit this comes with consequences. So again, I'm asking, why should a man want a woman in 2026 if the culture is advertising that relationships are mostly problems? First problem, the way men get dragged online daily. Open your phone and you'll see it. Men aren't doing enough. Men aren't paying enough. Men aren't leading enough. Men are too soft. Men are too emotional. Men are acting like women. Men aren't attractive enough. Men aren't tall enough. Men aren't rich enough. Men this, men that, every day. And it's not even constructive critique. It's not, here's what healthy looks like. It's straight disrespect, humiliation, and complaining. Like bitterness is a personality. So let's make it plain. If a man sees women constantly attacking men, talking down on men, clowning men, why would he feel motivated to commit? Because commitment requires a man to feel respected. And if the culture makes it popular to disrespect men, then a lot of men are going to check out. That's not fear. That's self-preservation. Second problem, women have basically removed the mystery from being a woman. And I'm not even saying mystery in a game-playing way. I'm talking about privacy, discretion, and keeping some things sacred. There used to be conversations women had with women, and that was it. Now everything is online, like men don't have phones too. How women do their hair, how women do their makeup, how women dress cheap and still look expensive. Every hygiene detail, every dating strategy, every how to handle a man tip. What you will do on the first date, what you refuse to do, what level he has to reach. Then you've got story times where women admit the wildest behavior like it's cute. I did this dumb thing. I stayed when I knew. I ignored red flags. And they laugh about it. But what a man hears is, my standards are negotiable. Or worse, I don't have standards. You might not think you're saying that, but that's the signal. So if everything is exposed and nothing is protected, what's left for a man to feel like he's discovering? What's left that feels rare? Now we're going to talk about the part people whisper about but never address honestly. There is so much sexual content and attention culture now that intimacy has been devalued. So a man thinks, if intimacy is everywhere, what am I committing for? And before anybody twists that, listen carefully. Men do want real connection. Men do want loyalty. Men do want peace. But the culture is constantly telling men, you don't have to commit. You don't have to build. Just consume. And on the flip side, the culture is telling women, use your body as leverage. Lead with demand. Make him pay for access. Treat him like he's replaceable. So commitment starts to feel like a bad deal. Because if the relationship doesn't offer peace, loyalty, and support, then what's the real difference between commitment and stress? Then we get to the part that really triggers people. What do you bring to the table? Women get mad when men ask that. But women ask men for a long list too. Most women want men to bring money, leadership, protection, stability, emotional strength, confidence, consistency, generosity, provision. Cool. That's a standard. But then men look around and see a loud portion of women saying, I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't cater to a man. I'm not doing anything that benefits him. I just want to receive. And it's like, hold up. You want a man to be the man of yesterday, but you don't want to be the woman of yesterday. You want tradition from him and modern freedom for you, with no responsibility attached. And then on top of that, some women want to talk down to men, mistreat men, embarrass men, but still expect him to show up like a gentleman. That contradiction is why men are walking away. And here's something people don't catch. When women say men are acting like females, and they mean it as an insult, that's a self-own. Because what you're really saying is, being like a woman is negative. So if you're using woman as a diss, you're admitting you believe womanhood, as it's being displayed, looks bad. And instead of correcting it, the culture doubles down. So again, why would a man feel inspired to commit to something the culture itself is treating like a joke? Now add the real-world context: economic pressure, political pressure, spiritual confusion, mental health stress, instability everywhere. In times like this, men aren't looking to adopt extra problems. They're looking for someone who brings peace. But what men see online is women proudly advertising ungratefulness, drama, conflict, revenge energy. And then you've got the relationship risks men are watching. Men losing access to kids, child support battles, messy divorces, losing half their stuff, years of effort turning into court dates and trauma. So you tell me, why would a man look at all that and say, yes, sign me up, especially if he already has peace alone? And then there's this mindset. Because I'm a woman, I'm automatically the prize. No, the prize is whoever is truly in demand. And demand is created by value, not entitlement. And right now, a lot of women have made themselves look too accessible online. Too quick, too easy, too available, too replaceable. When the culture openly celebrates promiscuity and low standards, it reduces demand. Not because women aren't valuable, but because the culture is advertising a low-cost version of womanhood. So men are like, why am I risking my peace for something that's being offered everywhere with no standards? And let's be real. Historically, the biggest reason men pursued commitment was legacy, family, children, building a home. But now you've got tons of women publicly saying, I don't want to be a mother. I don't want kids. I don't want to build anything. That's your choice, but it changes the incentive. So if a man is looking for legacy and he's hearing, I'm not doing that, then what's the long-term point? So you end up with a reality where a lot of men say, it's easier to stay home, keep my routine, protect my money, protect my mental health, handle my needs privately, and avoid the drama. And the craziest part? Some men don't even care about chasing intimacy anymore because the cost of dealing with modern relationship chaos doesn't feel worth it. Again, not saying that's ideal. I'm saying that's what's happening. So, before somebody throws a pity party and says, where are the men? Men aren't the same. Ask the harder question. Are women the same? Are you worth the risk you come with? Do you bring peace or pressure? Do you build or do you drain? Do you respect men or do you resent them? Because as a whole, the culture has been diminishing its value publicly every day. And here's the kingdom comebacks ending. You don't fix this by arguing in comment sections. You fix this by evolving, raise standards, bring discretion back, bring class back. Stop clapping for chaos. Stop praising dysfunction. Because consequences are real, and the culture is already feeling them. That's it. That's the message.